And we welcome you back to Community Conversation right here on Heaven 97 KHVN. Robert Ashley with you for our second hour of power. And right now it's KHVN till the friend time at 1:03. And right now we do have a very distinguished young man in our studios with us here today who will be on the ballot in November running for Congressional District Seat number 30. That right now is occupied by incumbent Congresswoman Democrat Eddie Bernice Johnson. Now in studio with us today we have Eric Williams, who is with us at this time. And Eric is an independent for Congress, Congressional District 30, right here in Dallas, Texas. And of course, I'm on his website here, and it says change tomorrow, change today, change tomorrow, today. And Eric, first of all, we welcome you back to Heaven 97. How are you today, sir?
Wonderful. God bless. Thank you so much.
Amen. And once again, our good pleasure having you in studio with us here today. Now, we know that the primaries and all that stuff is over with. So now you're going to be on the ballot in November challenging Congresswoman Eddie Bernice Johnson as an independent?
Yes, sir. That is correct. I was certified for the ballot on last week, day after my father passed. Mm-hmm. And I was certified because the people certified me. I chose not to run as a Democrat and pay a filing fee and be on the ballot and participate in a runoff and allow our current Congresswoman to go unopposed in the general election. So I created a strategy whereby I would go out and collect petition signatures from people all over my district who would support my candidacy for being placed on the ballot, which was not a small feat. And I was able to collect triple of what was required by the Secretary of State to unseat our current Congresswoman. So now she will not be unopposed on November 4th.
Yes, indeed. Now, Eric Williams, we understand that you're the CEO of Out of the Box Productions. You're a native of Dallas, Texas, a graduate of Carter High School, and a 30-year veteran of journalism, and attended San Diego College, University of Detroit, University of Hartford, and you've studied communications and journalism in that you have a media background. And that's quite interesting there. What made you want to run for elective office?
Well, I've really been involved in politics all my life. I've been involved in politics by helping to integrate the Dallas Morning News in the early 80s as a affirmative action pioneer. Mm-hmm. And later I integrated the Hartford Courant in Hartford, Connecticut. And I've worked at the Boston Globe, the St. Louis Sun, the Topeka Capital Journal. I integrated National Geographic as the first African-American photographer and filmmaker. I worked at the Atlanta Journal, the Boston Globe, the San Antonio Light. So I have an ethical background of being able to report news fairly and justly. And I've been able to travel over this world and see the oppressed and depressed people, not only African Americans, but people of Latino and Asian descent as well. So God has prepared me for this momentous day to unseat a cumulatively 41-year, 4 decades, 77-year-old Congresswoman. Mm-hmm. That's too long to be representing my community since 1973. I returned back to Dallas in 2005, and it looks like we're in 1965. We have huge pockets of poverty and blight in our community that's going unchecked.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Now, I'm on your webpage. Once again, we're talking here with Eric Williams. And, of course, our phone lines are open if you have a comment or a question for this young man at 214-787-1970. He's an independent running for Congress in Congressional District 30. Now, who's Jaden, Breland, and Amari?
Those are my young men. Those guys are my love of my life. These guys I'm raising up. I work with kids every day, and so I love kids. I started a mobile technology bus program. Your listeners probably have seen my buses ride through the community over here, helping OPK kids, other people's kids, each evening in after-school programs to keep them off the street and help bridge that digital divide with my technology buses. So I'm very much in tune to children and working with the youth because that's our future.
Yes, and I see a picture here of your lovely wife. So you are a married man, a family man here.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. My wife is from the Philippines, and so, we have one of the great things about life, you can learn to love individuals who have cultural differences and backgrounds, and that has prepared me for working with all races and all nationalities throughout the world today.
Yes, indeed. And Eric, also, some of your thoughts about this story we've been talking about today involving the federal government, federal prosecutors, and Dallas County Commissioner John Watty Price. What do you sense is going on there?
Well, that's a very tough situation to be in. I pray for our commissioner that indeed he is not involved in any scandalous problems that may be revealed. I certainly hope that he has been a champion of the community. As a matter of fact, he recently passed a reparations bill that I helped promote by going down to the Dallas County Commissioner's office and proposing that they pass slave-era ordinance laws for the city of Dallas, targeting railroad, cotton companies, textile companies, and banks that once owned slaves and had the involvement in slaves. And so that particular meeting that I had with the county helped push that reparations bill that he recently passed.
Yes, sir. Now, Eric, also, as we talk about your opponent who's coming up in November, she's a longtime incumbent Congresswoman Eddie Bernice Johnson, and she never did sit down and debate her Democratic opponent during the primary, Barbara Mallory Caraway. I don't know if you expect to possibly have a debate with her or if you would even like to sit down and have a debate with her, but I understand I'm on your website that you are concerned about the Congresswoman awarding thousands of dollars in college scholarships to 4 relatives and a top age 2 children here. You concerned about that?
Well, I mean, yes, but see, here's the thing. I'm trying to run a dignified campaign against her because, everybody has baggage, and what she did, she knows the wrongs and rights of that. But more importantly, I am calling for a debate on your station today. I would love to debate her. I don't see it happening, but God works in mysterious ways. And so I would love for her to debate me. But more importantly, that's even bigger than the scholarship piece. She wants to take everybody to the moon in Oak Cliff in the southern sector of Dallas.
Excuse me?
She wants to take people to the moon, and I'll explain that. Bill H.R. 2617 is a bill she authored to build a national park on the moon, 239,000 miles away from Dallas, when we got kids in Dallas that can't go to school or living in hotels, living on the side of the roads. We don't have new parks in the southern sector. So where is the sensibility to go to the lunar moon? That's a loony idea.
All right, Mr. Williams. Okay, a park on the moon.
Yes, sir, a park on the moon. Everybody can look it up. It's not a secret. 239,000 miles away from Dallas, Texas. It's going to cost $20 to $25 billion what it cost back in 1969 to get to the moon. So you can look at 1969 figures and look at 2014 figures. That's just to get to the moon. Now you're going to build the park. Why don't we build that park as a simulated park in Oak Cliff to create jobs and an opportunity to immerse kids in STEM learning, science, technology, engineering, and mathematics? We don't have to go to the moon to do that.
All right, once again, everybody, we're talking here with Eric Williams. He's an independent running for Congress in Congressional District 30. Just be mindful of this coming up in November. Now, of course, we will offer Congresswoman Eddie Bernice Johnson an opportunity to come on program. We have worked with her office down through the years, and sometimes during elective office, when she's running for re-election, she will participate. Sometimes she won't. But let's take a call or two here for Eric Williams. If you have questions, comments, feel free to give us a call at 214-787-1970. And Eric, we may come back and ask you about immigration reform and what's going on with the children on the border. But let's take a call or two here. And caller, we thank you. You're on with congressional candidate Eric Williams.
Is this me?
Yes, sir. Thank you for calling.
Oh, okay, great. Thanks, Robert, for
Yes,
taking
sir.
the call. And thanks, Mr. Williams, for making yourself available. My
Yes,
two
sir.
concerns for anyone that's seeking congressional office is two points. Number one, it is definitely broken. There's a wave of obstructionism that's been around for at least the past 6 years we know of. And what I want to know is where do you stand on the Affordable Care Act and as it relating to expanding Medicaid so the citizens of Texas can have health care?
Get that subsidy.
Well,
Yeah.
Well, I believe the Affordable Care Act is what it is, but it's not affordable. I believe that really we should have universal health care for all, free health care. I just spoke to a gentleman the other day who makes only $18,000 a year and having to pay $200 a month for insurance. He had it for 3 months, and now he's since canceled because he said it was just too expensive for him to maintain. But unfortunately, we have the highest uninsured population in the nation in Texas. So our residents need insurance. I don't think we should get rid of Obamacare. I think we should work it and rework it till it works for everyone.
Okay, caller.
Well, that's an answer. And one last real quick question, just real quick. with all of the tensions that's going on in the Middle East, it seems like if we're once again on that slippery slope toward deploying troops to protect oil again. They don't want to admit that it's oil that they're really interested in.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
But where do you stand on that? Because frankly, I don't think we need it, and it is what it is. If it falls to those people, let it fall. In my opinion, that might not be yours, but can you explain that to me? And I'll get off and listen.
Well, no, you made
Thank
a
you,
very
sir.
hot point there. When I was in Indonesia covering the Southeast Asian tsunami where 200,000 black Asians perished, ExxonMobil made the majority of their revenue in Banda Aceh, Indonesia that year, $10 billion more than they made in the United States. ExxonMobil, I believe, is one of the biggest perpetrators of all of the wars that are going on, and ExxonMobil is based right here in Dallas, Texas. I personally would call for sanctions against ExxonMobil and Rosneft, who did a deal with Putin in his house. Now, Rosneft and ExxonMobil coming together made them the largest world oil producer in the world, but yet none of that money ExxonMobil is making every month is filtering back down to the citizens in the southern sector of Dallas. People need to be outraged at this ludicrous way of spending our precious resources and making monies off of us at the pump and not putting back in the community.
Yes. Do you believe that we are there in Iraq and Iran because of the? What other interest do we have? I mean, we hear this talk about protecting Israel as our only ally in that area. Why are we there? From your perspective.
Well, I believe we're there simply for the resources, the oil. The oil is the main manifestation of the problems that are existent in that country. We've lost over 6,000 soldiers in Iraq. Now we're going back. That doesn't make good logical sense to go back when we have issues here at our border, such as the kids coming across our border here in Texas, to go all the way over there to fight another war, to expend our money and our taxpayer dollars when America is supposed to be the richest country in the world, but yet we got downgraded to AA instead of AAA. We got problems, ladies and gentlemen, and we need to remove those incumbents that are in there that are not working for us, but for the special interest groups.
His name is Eric Williams, and he's an independent running for Congress. Says it's time for Congresswoman Lady Bernice Johnson to go. Now, I know that there are many of you who are supporters of Congresswoman Johnson, and just let her know if she wants to come on and talk about this. We have ways of talking with her people. We're open and would certainly love to have her come on and retort. But let's go back to the phone lines here. Eric, 214-787-1970. That's our number. And caller, we thank you. You're on Heaven 97.
Joe, Robert, how you doing, sir?
God bless you, sir, and we thank you so much for your listenership and your call.
All right, and Mr. Williams, may God be with you.
Thank you.
I like the fact that you're an independent, not be beholden to the Democratic Party that takes advantage of the African American vote.
Yes, sir.
I like the fact that you are bringing innovation into the southern sector and into pockets, like you pointed out, that are solving for education and food.
Yes,
I
sir.
like the fact that you're putting education first so that we can get ourselves out of these conditions that we're currently in. I like the fact that you are well-traveled, well-educated, well-spoken. I like the fact that you are inclusive of all people and not basing your argument strictly upon race.
Thank you so much. And
I like the fact that you so much that I'll be calling your office today. Mean whatever support by the phone or put a sign in my front yard, whatever you need me to do.
Thank you.
Because it is time for a change.
It's time for a change. It's time for, and as a matter of fact, I'm having a press conference tomorrow out in front of Eddie Bernice Johnson's office, which is the People's Office at 3102 Maple Avenue at 11 o'clock, and we'd love to invite you.
I will be there, sir. I will see you
All
tomorrow.
right, sir. We thank you so much for that call, sir. All right, let's take another quick call here. And caller, we thank you. And you're on with Eric Williams. Caller.
Yes, I concur with everything the young man is saying because we knew it would change, and I was for Bernice, but it's time for maybe she's old like me, and it's time for people to get somebody with some new soundness in there, and we just not go along with each other because we're black. We need to go along with what is right in God's eyes. And I pray that the young man, if he does sit there, he do a good job, and he don't flip the script on us like all the rest of them done.
I
Because
agree.
all of them done it. And they get up there and make these comments. But, sir, I pray that you do the right thing and you get up there, and we don't need Dwayne Caraway's wife up there running to get them no more, okay? So you get up there and you do a good job, okay?
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for the call. Now, Mr. Williams, on the issue of same-sex marriage, do you have a position on that, sir?
I'm for civil unions. I had a brother who was gay, and it's not a secret for me because I love everyone. So
Yes.
I don't make the decisions on who should marry who. Only God decides that. So, but in terms of the political aspect of it, I'm for civil unions. That's my position on gay marriage.
Yes. Now, also let's go back down to the border here. What should be going on in terms of the border? We have the president who signed an executive order in 2012 regarding the DREAM Act because he could not get members of Congress to go ahead and vote it in. This is where people who were brought over here by their parents illegally and they've grown up in the country, many of them don't want to go back. And then we have this 2008 situation where President Bush passed legislation, and it said that not that those youngsters could stay here, but we had to make sure that they were going to be taken care of before we sent them back, went through due process and all that kind of thing. Some of your thoughts about this whole immigration reform issue?
Great question, and I hope everybody's about to listen to what I'm about to say here because I'm about to lay some information on some people, hopefully to educate them and open their eyes.
Amen.
As I've traveled all over the world and seen the oppressed, apartheid in South Africa, war in Bosnia, AIDS in Africa, and revolution in Haiti, one thing that stands out, African-American people always, and African people always wind up at the bottom, at the end of the stick. That has to stop. Dallas ranks 34th in income inequality among the nation's 100 largest metro areas. It's an economic powerhouse. That would make us the 14th largest nation in the world. But poverty rates are the fourth highest among major U.S. cities, according to the 2012 U.S. Census. It's estimated, now this is an estimation, that 23.6% of Dallas residents live below the poverty level, with blacks and Hispanics, and when I say Hispanics, I'm talking about Mexicans,
Yes, sir.
dominating the statistics. This income gap in Dallas is a manifestation of racial and ethnic differences, which is a manifestation of slavery and education. So I wanted to preface that before I say what I'm about to say. How can we not support our own kids here in Dallas, Texas, when we got kids that are coming here illegally, coming to a school that I attended that is closed down wholesale and turn it into a hotel, so people that are contractors, the Anglo nonprofit organizations from the north side, gonna come to the south side, make all the money, and then when the sun sets, they're gonna be out of Dodge at night. So I'm calling on 51% of minority participation in those contracts that are going to be provided from that $2 billion bucket of money that Obama has put out for these people. Now, in terms of that, why are we going to be so acceptable and accepting of people just being dropped off in our neighborhood? Why don't we let the Highland Park community drop them off over there and let's see what kind of uproar we're going to have there. We don't know what kind of communicable diseases. We don't know what kind of mental state or physical condition in these kids' ability to be able to survive in our community. But we have people with their hand out because they know they're getting ready to get paid. But the county commissioner said that the taxpayers are going to be off the hook. Well, how is that possible when the money is being reimbursed from the federal government?
Yes,
so the
sir.
money's already sitting there, the taxpayers put in the kitty. So come on now, let's be real about this.
All right, we're going to pause right now for just a quick break. We're talking here with, his name is Eric Williams. He's an independent running for Congressional District 30. The incumbent current Congresswoman is Eddie Bernice Johnson. And 214-787-1970. That's our number. Pausing quickly here. We'll have more right after this.
Want a more colorful summer? Ask Sherwin-Williams and save 30% on paints and stains during the Great Summer Painting Party, June 22nd through July 7th. With colors like Beach House, Julep, and Fireworks, summer never looked better. Visit your neighborhood Sherwin-Williams paint store and save 30% today. Find your nearest store at sherwinwilliams.com/sale. Retail sales only. Some exclusions apply. See store for details.
Hurry in to Macy's 4th of July sales as we light up the holiday with savings. Discover 30 to 75% savings store-wide. Plus, take an extra 20 or 15% off when you use your Macy's card or pass. And that's not all. Use your savings pass and take $10 off a $25 purchase Thursday through Saturday till 1 or Sunday till 3. Plus, don't miss all-day specials starting Thursday at Macy's 4th of July sale. Savings off regular sale and clearance prices. Exclusions apply.
In a perfect world, every meal would be at Buffalo Wild Wings. But sometimes, you just can't get here. That's why we're bringing some of the best of wings to you with Buffalo Wild Wings Takeout. Now, whether it's for you or you and your whole office, you can bring our hand-spun wings, 16 signature sauces, 5 seasonings, appetizers, burgers, desserts, and more with you. And don't worry, the minute we figure out how to fit our big screens and craft beers on tap into the trunk of your car, we'll let you know.
Takeout for any party, any size. Buffalo Wild Wings. Wings, sports.
What are my 2 favorite things about the 4th of July? Sweet treats and family memories.
Walmart has the sweet treats covered because during the Summer of Savings event, you'll find 6-count original Klondike bars and 6 packs of Snickers ice cream bars, both on rollback for just $2.97. As for the memories...
Mom, Grandma's hogging the trampoline again.
You never know what will happen at our house.
Get to the Summer of Savings event going on now. Save money, live better. Walmart.
When I think about the goodness of Jesus and all that he's done for me, my soul cries out, hallelujah. I'm Shannon J, waking you up with faith, family, friends, and fun, the Yolanda Adams Morning Show, along with praise, after dark, and conversations. It's all right here on Heaven 97 KHVN.
And we welcome you back to Community Conversation right here on Heaven 97 KHVN. Robert Ashley with you. And once again, we want to say it's a Wednesday. It's a Bible study night. Let's make sure you get your midweek biblical feeding of the Word of God. We've got to live off of the Word of God, which our pastors preach, and we're very, very thankful for that. Now, coming up also a little bit later on at the program, Thea Walker will be joining us. Now, Thea is the executive director of the DCT Live Well. The City Temple Seventh-day Adventist Church recently opened a new community education and outreach center. And, of course, they're helping people deal with all kinds of issues here, job skills, literacy, and also for those of you who've been concerned about that criminal record that's been following you around, we're going to talk with Thea about the possibility of how to erase your criminal record and, of course, teach you some healthy cooking, things of that sort, so be sure to stay tuned for that. And right now in studio with us once again, Eric Williams is with us today. He's an independent who will be on the ballot. I've seen the letter from the state of Texas, the Secretary of State's office. He will be on the ballot, Congresswoman Johnson, for Congressional District 30 as an independent coming up in November. And Eric, real quickly, we were talking about the children down there on the border and coming into the country. Now, you have been to Haiti. Is there a difference between Haitians and Mexican Americans or Latinos, folks coming up from Central America?
Absolutely. Well, you know, when I was down covering the Papa Doc era and the Haitian Revolution, I was covering the boat people leaving from Haiti.
Yes, sir.
And these individuals were seeking the same sort of protection that these illegals that are coming over to Texas by foot. I don't know how they're getting all the way from El Salvador through Mexico all the way up here to Texas without no help. That seems a little unsensible to me. But when the Haitians arrived on the shore, they were, before they can even get the foot on the ground, they were back on the plane going back to Haiti. So where is the justice, people? Where is the justice? We got Caribbean and Haitian and Jamaican people want to come here too, African people. But is it just that when you cross through the Texas border, if you're a Latino, is that what makes you a candidate for amnesty?
Mm-hmm. Now, what about these payday loans? We've been hearing that the payday loans have been preying on the community.
That's utterly ridiculous. I mean, because just last year, 1% of all loans given in the United States went to minorities.
1%.
1%. That is a travesty. When you have payday lending loans in our community operating as our bank. Now, we don't have any black-owned banks on the south side. We don't have any black-owned grocery stores. We don't have any buildings owned by blacks in Dallas. Where is the justice? And we have a 41-year cumulative incumbent that's been representing you in this district, portraying to be of a savior and the help that we need for our community, but yet the community is depressed and oppressed and going further down.
All right, let's take another quick call. Once again, we're talking here with an independent congressional candidate by the name of Eric Williams. You're going to be hearing quite a bit about him. He's going to be holding a news conference tomorrow, and we'll find out a little bit more about that as well. But caller, we thank you, and you're on Heaven 97. Caller, go right ahead there.
Mr. Williams, you got me laughing because you know what? You're the type of guy that we really need. As a black lady, you're the real man because you know what? I listen to you say you had a brother who was gay. You married, interracially married. You went to school here, okay? You helping in the hood, so you're well-rounded. So this is someone that we need that's going to be real, that's been there, done that, and know what it's all about. So I'm glad that you've been well-traveled, well-educated, very intelligent, and you're the type of man we need. So I am just praying, and I'm laughing because it's so funny because I said, we fight in our community, and we have people downtown say they're going to do stuff, and they get this, like I said, bringing all these these shops they build, and they come in, the agents come in, no offense, but they come in, and then they make the money. What are they bringing back to the community? There's nothing brought back to the community, but then you have the people get there like, Tanella Atkins, cutting ribbons, they laugh and grin. Dwayne Caraway grinning at Rudy's, laughing, grinning. They bring nothing to these communities. It's a big joke. So I'm just saying, I pray that somebody like you will come in and intervene and bring some substance, because we don't have no substance in the community. Because you know what? We have a lot of people walking and talking and do nothing. And you have a good day, sir. And you please leave your email, whatever, because you know what? I would love to get a lot of people involved. You know what? Especially a lot of young people in my community, okay?
Thank you so much.
Mm-hmm.
Eric, how can people reach you?
They can reach me at ericwilliamsforcongress.com, and that's FOR, not the number 4.
Yes, indeed. Now, today, of course, the Civil Rights Act of 1964, Eric, turns 50 years old today. President John F. Kennedy called the passage of a sweeping civil rights bill in 1963 something that this nation truly needed. And after Kennedy was assassinated, President Lyndon Johnson, cited JFK's legacy and pushed that legislation through Congress. And, of course, the landmark legislation bans discrimination on the basis of race, color, religion, and sex. Just a thought or two about the Civil Rights Act.
Wonderful. Yeah, well, the war on poverty began during that same time right here in Dallas. With the Civil Rights Act, voting rights is a big part of that. Mm-hmm. Voting is an issue. It's really a citizenship issue. It's not a Democrat or Republican issue, but it's being led by the Republican parties to basically take away our right to vote in 9 states across the nation, and to suppress the vote and the right to vote at the polls. So really, we as a people need to come together. We won the right to vote, but we're not voting right. The Democratic Party and the Republican Party has treated us as slaves to the party. That's why I'm running as an independent, so you can declare your independence on the eve of the Independence Day in America, because we need to get back to the founding roots of the founding fathers. This country was founded as a republic, not a democracy. And so we need to get back to representing the people and not the special interests. We need to take money out of politics, because that's what's causing all of this corruption. If we take money out of politics, we can get back to doing the business of the people. You can't create a future by clinging to the past. Our major cities have more than 100,000 youth that need jobs and are doing nothing but walking around with their pants hanging down and selling dope. That's unacceptable. America is only 5% of the world's total population, but make up 25% of the prison population. That's 2.3 million Americans in prison, and 1 million of those prisoners, 1 million of those prisoners are black and brown. When we incarcerate minor offenders, we cripple our economy. Once they are released, they are unable to find a job or vote and resort back to crime. In addition to all this shocking information, it gets worse. The prisons are now run by private corporations. So where's the justice, people? Where's the justice?
All right, let's see if we can get another quick call in here. Once again, we're talking with Eric Williams, an independent for Congressional District 30, running and will be on the ballot in November. And caller, we thank you. You're on with Eric Williams. Turn your radio down to just a little bit there, caller. Go right ahead.
Hello.
Hello there.
Yeah. I just want to comment on this thing. Let me tell you one thing, man. I love this guy that you've got. I've never voted independent, but I will vote for this man because this man has the right idea. This president we have that we were so proud to put in office, he has sit on his rock, and every corner of this earth, we're now vulnerable to everybody. You got the sun, you got this stuff happening down in South Texas. You got this stuff happening over in Iraq. He made a mistake and pulled the troops out. We are being, I hate to say it, but we've been punked on every level. Okay, now you got these guys coming over. People don't see the big picture. See, my generation has already been set out of commission, sir. Okay, now you're getting ready to bring a whole nother pack of them over here to put my grandkids and my great-grandkids out of commission. All you're doing is breeding them for this Democratic Party. I'm going to tell you now, I've always voted Democratic, but I am so disappointed with this president because he has allowed so much stuff to happen. So now he thinks that the only way to patch this problem is to go get, he sit up for the longest. and didn't do nothing. And they've been on him about this border for the longest, sir. And then he sat up and did nothing. And all of a sudden, when he does come to do something, he says, let's get $2 billion and throw it out there. Who's going to get it? The rest of the cronies has been getting it.
Absolutely.
And that's all I've got to say. It's all about the money, sir.
It's all about the
I'll
money.
talk to you later, and I will be voting for you, sir.
Thank you,
Eric
sir.
Williams.
Thank you.
All right, thank you for the call. Eric, the president, any assessments of the president?
Oh,
so
yes. Oh, yes. I agree with the gentleman that called. Now, I was a big Obama fan. I did a big, huge documentary with people here in town locally in the southern sector. We showed it at IBOC, Friendship West, all over the place, online, in the theaters, and featured people from the community because I'm about the community. And we were excited then. But Obama has let the community down. Now, he tells us he's got a pen and a phone. I got a pen and a phone. Well, if he's going to sign all these executive orders in the law, and I'm running for Congress, I don't think I want you to do that because, see, you work for the Congress. You sign the bills in the law. We make the law. So for him to overrun and override Congress just because they can't get along, that's not right. Now, in addition to that, since he wants to do all these executive orders, why don't he executive order H.R. Bill 40 in the law?
Okay, now what is that?
Slave reparations.
Yes, indeed. That's been sitting in the committee for quite some time. And also, I guess when we think about the president, the Supreme Court, does he understand the separation of powers?
Well, it kind of appears that the constitutional professor that he is appears to be overriding everything that's in the Constitution. And I'm not with that particular piece. I mean, I think that really the revolution now is not so much going against what he's doing because, see, here's the problem. The reason why Congresswoman Johnson can't get anything done is her hands are tied. So if her hands are doubly tied, Obama's hands are tied. So we can't get nothing done. That's why we got to go in with an independent movement with our hands untied so we can get things done. The revolution now needs to be about ending economic apartheid in our communities and urban centers all over the nation.
Real quickly, one last question, then we'll take this call and then give you a concluding statement. Hillary Clinton for president, or is she ready for prime time?
Well, that's part of the same thing, asking for the same results.
All right, let's take another call here. All right, caller, we thank you. You're on with Eric Williams.
Hello.
Hello there.
Hi.
Hi there. How you doing? And thank you for calling, ma'am.
Thank you. Thanks for getting me on. I just wanted to ask Mr. Williams if he mixed it with the Tea Party.
No, I'm not a part of the Tea Party. I'm an independent.
Okay. Independent. In the end of it is support of the Tea Party. I like what you say, but I don't want to vote for someone and later on is a Tea Party. Thank you very much.
All right, ma'am. Thank you so much for the call. And I don't, Eric, I don't know if you were following the Mississippi senatorial race involving Thad Cochran and what they did in order to get black folks to vote for a Republican. I don't know if you heard. Had you followed that?
Yes, I had. It's really no different what the guy did in Houston when he put some.
It's a rap tune on black radio.
Yeah, there you go. So that's just deceiving the voters. I mean, and that's been part of our issue and the problem because we as African-American people need to be more involved in politics. As I was going about the district, which encompasses Cedar Hill, Lancaster, DeSoto, Glen Heights, Red Oak, downtown Fair Park, as I was going through and trying to get our young African-American brothers engaged, most of our brothers got felons. Yeah. We need to get that problem resolved. So, we need to get more involved in politics. That's the only way that's going to solve our issues in America today. The revolution needs to be financed.
And who was it? State Representative Terry Hodge, I do believe, worked to get a piece of legislation through the state of Texas along with several other state representatives that if you are off paper and you are a convicted felon, you're off paper, you can have your voting rights restored. You just have to make sure that you're off paper and you've been cleared. And Eric, I'll tell you what, before we go, also, I didn't have a chance to ask you about the deficit. This nation is facing trillions and trillions of dollars of debt. Will we be able to sustain this nation if we keep on piling on more and more debt?
Well, it's impossible. I mean, we already have our credit rating lowered, and you know what happens when you lose your credit.
Yes, sir.
You can't get nothing. So when you look at America and you travel around the world, you see places and things that you won't see here in the United States. But now, when you go overseas to Dubai and you look at the country like that, it's wonderful, it's golden. You go out and there's no litter and the people are living good. And you come back over here into our urban centers. Well, where is all this money going? Are we broke or is somebody lying to us? I mean, because I really need to know, because our communities are suffering, people. We need help.
Yes. Well, Eric, how can people reach you?
You can go to ericwilliamsforcongress.com. ericwilliamsforcongress.com.
All right, and you will be holding a news conference in front of...
And the email is ericwilliamsforcongress@yahoo.com.
Amen.
And I will be conducting a press conference tomorrow outside the People's Office, which is currently being held by your U.S. Congressman Eddie Bernice Johnson at 3102 Maple Avenue at 11 o'clock. And I invite you to come out and send Eddie Bernice Johnson on a trip with the other congressman up the English Channel for a swim.
Well, Eric, once again, we thank you for stopping by. And, of course, once again, we've been talking here with Eric Williams, an independent running for Congress, Congressional District 30, and we'll be back with more right after this.